Yo! And welcome to another Let's Make a Renegade X pile of crap map. Sorry. So I've been working in the background doing some stuff. It might not look like I've done anything, but I have. First of all, I've fixed all this over here. Still need to fix some more, but been fixing the landscape. Come out pretty well. Still a few awkward shadows that I need to fix in, mainly here. I've put some more of these decals down when I had time. You might notice that all the trees now have different colours. I basically added the same shader. Well, basically, yeah, I added the same shader to all the different trees. What I did is made a copy of each tree and made a copy of the material instance that comes with it, and just re-referenced it to my main my main shader, which would be my grass shader up here. So it's pretty easy. All the LOD noughts are a reference to my shader, then all the other LODs are referenced to the naught version. So yeah, so that one will be referenced to the grass, and these two will be referenced to that. Just makes the life a lot easier. But what I did as well, I made an instant constant of this, so everything's actually referenced to the instant constant, because I can change stuff within the instant constant that affects everything then. It just makes my life a lot easier. But I did that, and there's actually a wind shader built into this. Yeah, it's basically a wind shader that's built into it. So you can see these trees kind of flaking out. I don't like that. I really don't like that. So we're going to fix that by putting a wind actor in. It's pretty simple. It's very simple actually. We're going to go to actor classes in our content browser. Well, there's a content browser, there's actor classes, and we're going to come down to something that I can't remember. I think it might be, whoops, it might just be under wind actually. Yes, it's under wind, and we want a wind directional source, and we're just going to dump that in the map. And you might notice that the trees have stopped flaking out, and now they're moving. Yes, they're moving. It's very slowly. Yeah, they're moving with a bit more fluidity. We can change the way they move by changing the wind itself. So if we put the strength up to about 30, just for taking a mick, you can see what happens. There's that. Yeah. That is freaky. So we're just going to keep it at 1, and I'm going to put the speed down to about 0.5. Oh, that's a bit crappy. Yeah, it's starting to freak some of them out. So keep it at 1. The reason it freaks some of them out is because of the size of the texture. I'll have to go in and like manually tone down some of these. So 1.5. There we go. It's got rid of the flakiness of it, and that should also do the bushes and whatnot. It doesn't do the grass because the grass doesn't have that shader. I probably do need to change that shader, to tell you the truth. So it's all these. Yeah, so what we do, we just use this. Boom! Just want to copy that. Tell that to bugger off for a minute with my meshes. Open that, and open that. Paste. Paste. And I do believe this one's already got it, so we'll just paste anyway. And now our grass will actually move the same. But now that I did that, my grass is actually the wrong colour, so I gotta go back and recolour them. Right, so last episode I put these trunks in. You might notice something a bit weird about that trunk. Yeah, it's almost pitch black. There's a few reasons why it does this. The main reason is the light map is a bit off, and well, there's a few things we can change about this. We can change the material to why the hell is that so fast? We can change the material to lighten up in shadow, a bit like all this. But I guarantee it isn't the shadow, it isn't the material, because I think the material of this is actually the same as this. So let's go find this in our foliage. There is a problem with foliage and light, if you didn't know. If you don't set up the light maps properly in the static mesh, you might notice that the shadow is actually quite good in this. Yeah, if you don't set them up right, they can mess up in a foliage actor as an instant, an actor instant, or mesh instant, whatever you want to call it. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to make a copy of this. Just like every other thing, we're making a copy of it. We're going to... No, don't want to move. I want to make a copy. Create a copy. Again, it's going to go in RX underscore whatever your thing is. So mine's that. And I'm going to keep it as the same mesh. And okay. So now I'm just going to... Now that this is in my package, I'm just going to hit this little arrow here. And it's going to re-reference to my package. The only problem with doing this, it resets all this crap down here, but as I have it all in the map anyway, it doesn't really matter. So now that we've done that, you can see that the shadow's gone, but we're going to have to fix the shadow itself. To do this, we actually have to move the light and shadow map to a squeaky door. That's what we're going to move it to. So it's all good. Now we're going to have to move it to a different UV layer, preferably UV 0. That's like a default. So what we want to do is generate unique UVs. So how to do that? We just double click the static mesh to go into the static mesh editor. Go to mesh, the mesh menu, and go to generate unique UVs. And you'll get this little menu up here. You don't really have to do anything here. You can just click apply. Well, once we've had an autosave. Goodbye autosave. Don't you dare crash. Need some elevator music. No, we don't. So yeah, we have this. We just press apply, and that will generate unique UVs to well, everything. So that should be done. Now when I build lights, this shouldn't be black, so I'm going to quickly build lights, and I will be back in a minute. Yo, so yeah, that actually worked. You see, it's not completely black, and the light maps are actually working. I could probably raise the light map a bit more. The resolution of the light map, that is. Let's find another one and see if it's black. One that's completely in shadow. No, it's not black. Yep. So that actually fixed it. So yeah, I've got to do the same with some of these other trees because they're coming out black as well. So yeah, there's that done. The next thing I really want to do is start getting in some particles. So, how to get in some particles? What particles should we get in? well, as always, we need particles for the Tiberium. So, let's get some particles for the Tiberium. Yay. All assets. We'll be putting some lens flares in later on, not quite yet. Tiberium growth. That's a prefab. You'll find that in X Mountain. Don't use it in anything else because there's no point. Flechette rifle, no. Ah, here we go. Fog, mist, mist 1. Let's have a look what these look like. That one's pretty cool. I should have used that in Volcano. It's a small one. No. That's pretty cool. I think we're going to go for the large one, the fog. Let's find the cave. There's the cave. Man, I need the second screen. And we're just gonna. No. Thank you. Go away. And you, don't you do no more. So yeah, make sure it isn't coming at the top, and that's all good. So use just that should do it. Basically what I did is just put a load of them in here. I just gotta position them properly. Oh, there's another one somewhere. There he is. Am I missing one? Probably missing one. No, not missing one. Probably be lowered a bit. There's not really much we could do with these other than place them in the map. Really do need another one. But what we must do is actually cull them out at a distance. So let's select all. No. Select all emitters. No, can't do that either. Select all emitters with. Matching emitters, that's the one. F4, I want to give these a tag of emitter tib. No point putting them on a layer, but as we got them selected, we're going to come to rendering, and got this thing called max draw distance, and we can actually put this down to 10,000. 10,000 might be a bit too much. Try 7. So what this is actually going to do is it's going to cut the emitters off at a certain distance. If I can find that again, where is it? It's gone. Oh no, I haven't got it selected. Let's lock that and come on. Min draw distance, massive LOD. Yeah, it's fine. It's really hard to see with emitters, it's the only problem. Let's put it down a bit more. 1,000. Yeah, there we go. Cuts off right there and comes on in there. So for this, about 5,000 should be good. There's another autosave. So I was talking on the forums to another mapper, and he's got a load of trees in his map, and well, there's a few mappers with a load of trees. He's using the first method I used with the foliage, but he's also using a custom script that puts basically he's putting a volume around them, and the custom script adds the collision back in for. Well, it's just collision, it works for vehicles and players, while normal foliage only works for players. For large areas, it actually isn't a good idea. It's what I was originally going to do in this map, is add that custom script to add the collision, but once I started using it, I seen massive performance dips, so I decided not to use it, and I replaced all the trees with normal meshes. And there's also another guy who's doing it a different way. He's using it's a really awkward way. I don't know why he did it that way. He's using the foliage, the trees as foliage, and for each individual tree he's put a blocking volume around it. I'm not sure why he did that when he could have just used a normal static mesh. But meh, it's up to them, isn't it? So really, I think the way I did it here is probably the best way to do it. If you don't want to mess around with performance and whatnot, because I can cull out as much of these trees as I want. I can. Whoops! Wow, that's really janky. I can cull out individual trees. Well, you can technically do it with the foliage as well, but with the cull, I'm actually taking out the collision as well. So yeah, with the foliage and that, and the custom script with the volume around it, it isn't actually doing anything. It's keeping all that stuff there even when it's not loaded, and yeah, that's where the performance hit comes from. Ooh, got a rock tree. So yeah, I still need to go around and fix some stuff. There's a lot of janky stuff here. So there's one more emitter I want to add. Don't worry about these other Tiberian fields, I will be adding the emitters to those, but I want to add 2 other emitters. well, one particularly, the pine emitter. This is on Gold Rush and Lakeside. I'm not sure if I can actually find it. I think it's called Pine. Should be in the particle system. No, that's the falling leaves. Fall. Yeah, these are them here. Corruption, falling leaves. Yeah, it's this one here and wide. What did you see was this one? Go away. Right, so these actually fall. Let's come close. So yeah, these actually fall with the wind. Well, they're not actually falling with the wind, but they have a direction they fall in. So whatever way our wind is blowing, we'll have to set this to the same direction. That's really simple to do. Basically, find my wind actor. Shit, where did I put that? It was over here. I can't remember where I bloody put it. I forgot to move it into the air. Oops. Let's find our wind actor. There it is. Oh, it's right in bloody front of me. So let's move this to our center, more or less. Move it up with our fog. I'm going to put the display up so I can actually see the icon. So there it is. And where the hell's that emitter? Lost it. I've lost that emitter. There it is. So select both of them, and we don't have movement. Display and pre-pivot. So we can actually put in the pivot of where everything is. So if I put in, right, you've got X, Y, and Z. If I put in the X to 45. Whoop, that's wrong. It's totally wrong. Why the hell did I just do that? In fact, I can't do it from here. I have to go to movement and do it. So movement, rotation. Put in the rotation. The rotation of this and the rotation of that should be the same at the moment. I'll change it out later. If anything, I want to put this to 45 degrees on the pitch. Roll your pitch. Minus 45. So they're falling downwards. Go to my world and move it up. And I'm just going to do exactly the same as what I did for the trees, but I'm not going to go mad with these. First of all, I want to give it a emitter leaf so I can find it later. And I'm just going to come down. No, grab it and move it. And I'm just going to randomly put it around the map, around the trees. I'll show you a nice little trick with this in a second. now. As I said, I don't want to go mad with these, even though I can cull them out, and I will be culling them out. Right, so we've done that. Oops. We want to pick all, so select matching emitters, F4 them, no, not F4 them. I should really group them, but I'm not going to yet. I want to transform them, and I want to snap pivot to floor, and then I want to lift them up ever so slightly into the trees. What this will do is it will make them uniform around the map, so whatever contour you're standing at, they're going to be the same height. So, done that. Let's come into the trees and see what happens. Need to play first. And there we go. So let's pre-select those, F4 them, and put a cull on them as well. So emitter, rendering, cull. Max distance of this should be about 6,000. Not too much, not too little. Block, and so I can actually see what's going on. I could probably afford to put a few more in. And on that autosave is actually time to finish. I think, maybe. If it doesn't crash. So yeah, particles can actually bring your map alive. So right now all I've added in is two different types, the leaves, and I've added in the Tiberium to the, man, this map's huge, to here. Now just seen a leaf fall. Why the hell did I just see a leaf fall? Did you just see that leaf fall? I did. Meh. Anyway, so yeah, you've added in particles. I'm gonna add in some wind gusty particles. I usually put these on top of things, the wind is coming this way, so I'll be putting some across here and on top of here. Whoops. And over here, and it should look pretty cool. And there's a squeaky door again, and that reminds me, yes, that's the end of the episode. So yeah, thanks for watching. Remember, particles are good, but don't go overboard with them. And on that note, catch you after. Ta-da.